We'll go ahead and get started. Thank you everyone for coming. We'll try to make this as painless as possible. I am Philip. I work with Millennia Technologies. Obviously, we're getting in a new phone system along the same technology that you have now, but just with a few upgrades and obviously newer equipment. So come Friday, we are planning on moving everything over. Monday we'll be live. They've given us some sheets for you guys, and basically you're going to install, for the most part, your own phone. So you're going to unplug your old one, follow the cables on how they are on the old, match it with the new. After a few minutes, your phone will boot up, and then you'll follow the prompts on how to assign your phone. I've gone ahead. Each of you has a little sticker with an extension number next to it, so I was going to let you practice doing it here. So we can do that together. You'll see a soft key below your screen that says assign. It's on the left. For you, young lady, it's not a touch screen. You actually have to hit buttons, okay? So don't keep pushing. Yeah, I know, it's going to be hard, but you'll hit the key. So hit that assign soft key, and when you do, it's going to ask for the extension. So whatever it says on your paper, enter in the extension number, and then on the far right, you're going to see a soft key that says next. The voicemail password by default is 1234. And then you'll see another soft key that says OK. It says assigning in progress, and then it'll make you change the voicemail password. Make it whatever you want. 4 to 24 numbers will be on your new phones. You're not that important, so don't go crazy. Probably 4. So we'll make it. I'm going to match my extension is all I'm going to do. And then your phone will pop up with your particular name. They should all say training student 5, 6, 2, and 3 or something. 2 and 4, I think is how I've got it. Do you have your names on there? So it'll work the exact same way with your new phone, except obviously your personal name will come about. So that's what this little sheet will help you to do. This little sheet is a quick reference guide for the voicemail itself. We will go through that when we set up a live mailbox. So as of right now, all you've done on your voicemail is set the password. So we will go in, we're going to record a name, and we're going to record a greeting. This particular sheet is a picture of the phone. This gives you all the dots, dashes, check marks, icons, pictures, everything that the phone does. And you'll see it on the front and back as a reminder to kind of make the comparison. We are a live operating phone system, so we'll be able to call each other. We'll be able to transfer and conference and do all of the fun stuff that we would on a normal system. We just won't be able to dial out, so we don't have any outside access there. They're changing the outside access code to 7. So when you pick up your phone, you're going to hear your normal internal dial tone. And then when you hit 7, you're going to hear this. So you'll get a secondary dial tone. At that point, if you were to dial 911 after you hit 7, the call is made immediately. If you pick up a phone and you just dial 911, there's going to be a delay because the system is making sure, did you really mean to dial 911? Because a lot of times people hit 911, then they're looking for the number and they hit 1616 and they didn't realize they just hit 911. Also, what was happening was people were going up to phones they were unfamiliar with, and they would hit 911 and nothing would happen. Because some had access codes of 9, some had access codes of 7, some had buttons that said float, some said outgoing, some said line 1. A lot of times there were labels that were paper and they had, flown off and no one knew. So people were dialing 911 and nothing happened. So with the VoIP systems now, it has to be no matter when anyone dials 911, the call will go out. So just be mindful of that. We're going to go through the features of the phones themselves. Any questions, let me know. If you want to practice something, let me know. If your system does something now that you're curious that you want to continue to do, let me know. Yes, ma'am, already a question? Good.
Yes, when we fax, we do 7 on our fax machines too, and not 9 anymore?
Correct. Yep, it'll say the same for that. Yep, or I'm sorry, you dial 7. So, The phones have full duplex speakerphone, which means you can talk and listen at the same time. Very good quality. You don't have to yell. The microphone is right below the hold key. There's just a little dot. You don't have to move your head forward. You don't have to raise your voice. They'll hear you just fine. To activate the speaker, you simply hit the speaker key. To deactivate, you press it again. If you're on a call and you want to mute so you can say things without them hearing, you simply hit the key above it. It turns red. You hit the key again, it turns it off. If you have a headset, you press this. This will activate the headset. Answer the call. You press it again. It hangs it up. The plus and the minus are strictly volume. If you're on hook, it's the ringer volume. If you're on speakerphone volume. If you're on the headset, it's headset volume. You pick up the handset, it's the handset volume. Be mindful that the quality is going to be different than what you're used to. The calls are going to sound a lot deeper and bassier. And people say, it just sounds like I'm hearing an echo. What you're hearing is yourself talking because people are used to talking louder. Just try lowering your voice and playing with the volume. And we promise after about a week you won't notice it, but we do get that a lot because people are it's just escalated, you know, kind of like getting a brand new phone. You don't know all the features, but it just takes a little bit. You're not switching service or providers or anything, just better quality phones are coming about. The other feature about the phones is these aren't what we call lines anymore. These are what we call call appearances, meaning you can get up to 8 calls at a time. You don't have to take all 8, so don't panic. So what I'll do is, young lady, could you call me? My extension is 3000. So just pick up your handset, dial 3000. Now there is a 3-second delay once you hit the last digit, but the call will go. The reason there's a delay, and I'll start by reiterating this, and I'll do it throughout the lesson. The 5 keys below the screen are what we call soft keys, and those are going to constantly change as you get calls, make calls, transfer calls, conference calls. So anything you do, these keys are going to give you the next logical step. So as she started to enter in digits for the phone call, she would have gotten a change that said backspace because maybe she hit a wrong button. So it says, oh, did you make a mistake? Hit backspace. And that's why there was that delay, allowing her to correct it. She would also notice there would be 2 keys. One would say call. So if she didn't want to wait, she could instantly send the call through. Also, you can always hit the pound key. That's kind of like go or accept if you don't want to wait as well. So currently her and I are connected on a call. Could I get you to call me at, don't hang up yet please, call me at extension 3000. So press 3000, hit pound, and you'll call me right away. So you heard I got a call waiting tone. The comic bubble bops up on my screen. It gives me 2 other options for that particular new call that I'm getting. If I wanted to accept it, I would simply hit that call appearance key. It automatically puts my first caller on hold. I can toggle between them by going back and forth. If I were to get a 3rd call, I would simply answer it. So you notice now I've got 2 calls on hold. I could call somebody right now with my dial tone. But again, because I'm on an active call and I have a caller on hold, my screen changes and it says, oh, do you want to merge these 2 calls together? So again, the next logical step would appear for what you wanted to do with that particular call. Everybody can hang up. Does that make sense? Nothing overly fancy, so you don't have to hit hold and push this or push that. Just follow your line appearance keys. Watch your soft keys because, again, they're going to constantly help you out there. You have a history button on your phone. These will save your last 500 calls, 2s, froms, and mists. They're all going to be empty right now because we haven't made any yet. I just reset the whole system. Be warned, if I hit history to see who called me and I pick up the handset, it calls that person back. So make sure you either hit the history button again or watch your soft keys. There'll be one that says exit. You hit your history key, you can use your scroll circle, go up and down, select the ones that you want. And it's also nice because you'll see a soft key that says open. So if you hit that soft key, it'll give you the date, the time, how long you were on the phone, so any pertinent information. It'll also give you the option to dial that person back by simply hitting another soft key. So a lot of features built into your history. You can go in and clear that history if you would like. Some people like to start fresh every single day, so that's up to you. The directory is a company directory. You can hit that if you would like, and that pulls up all of the extensions on the system. You can use your scroll circle to go up and down and select the person you were looking for. But if you don't want to hit the scroll bar 50 times to try to find a different training student, I can spell it using the keypad. So I can spell training by spelling or hitting number 8 for T, 7 for R, 2 for A, 4 for I, and it narrows it down first and last name for everyone that matches that criteria. And then, of course, use your scroll bar to go up and down and select the one that you want. Of course, your soft key will change and give you the option to dial that particular person, or I can simply pick up the handset and call them. So, that was me. Sorry. Pass, say pass. Does that make sense? So again, you can also use the directory key in conjunction with your transfer. And we're going to do that together now. Transfer is probably the most commonly used key. There are two types, consult transfer and a blind transfer. One allows you to announce the call. The other one just pushes it toward the person and makes it their problem. So that seems to be the most common that I've run across in this facility. So we'll let you decide how you want to do it. If I could get you to call me at extension 3000. So I'm getting a call. The second I push transfer, it puts her on hold because she says she wants to speak with extension 5555. She's get the flash. I have dial tone. My screen says, who do you want to transfer to? I simply enter 5555, hang up the phone, and the call goes to her. What'd you do?
I didn't touch it. It rang once and that was it.
Oh, is your phone still on? That was awkward.
On speaker.
Did you? That,
Oh, no.
It was on speaker.
oh, that was rude. All right, well, we'll do that again. Maybe it wasn't hung up all the way or something. All right, so let's go ahead and try that again. That was a fail. 1, 2. Did it? Okay. So I'm going to, well, we needed to practice. So I'm going to hit transfer, and we'll try the extension 4444 behind you. I'm going to say 4444. Now, once I hang up, she's going to see the caller ID of you. It should show student 6666. So go ahead and answer.
Hello.
Now, if I would have stayed on the phone to announce the call, it would show my caller ID because you were still on hold. It hasn't completed the call until I allow it. So now you would go ahead and hit your transfer button.
Am I transferring her?
You're going to transfer her back to me and then hit 3000. Now I want you to stay on the phone this time. Don't hang up. Wait for it. So,
4444.
so now she's announcing that call. 4444 is still on hold. They cannot hear our conversation. You should see a soft key that says, do you want to complete the call? On your screen, one of the 5 keys. Or you can simply hang up.
Oh, yeah, so I could hit yes or
Yes, ma'am. Or just simply hang up. And now once you do that, her and I are connected. So simple. I'm going to do it too.
Am I hanging up?
No, ma'am, I'm going to transfer you over here. 5555. Let's see if her phone is working. Yeah, I'm Peter Parker. All right. She did something to her phone. We'll come back to you. Okay, you can go ahead and hang up.
I got number 5,
Does it say?
1310 or something.
Oh, you might have went to voicemail. All right, we'll come back to you. You failed. I don't know what happened to your phone. It worked before. Brand new. So stay on the phone. You announce the call. That's a consult. Or you hit transfer, hang up the phone, and it just goes directly to them. Make sense? It's probably similar to what you have now. Each department probably does things a little differently. Watch your soft keys because let's say it rings 5 times and you get their voicemail. There will be a soft key that says cancel, and it'll allow you to pull that particular call back. Also watch your call appearance keys because you can always just press those and grab calls back as well. Conference works very similar to that. If I were to want to make a conference call, I would simply dial my first extension or my outside number. Once we're established on the call, I simply hit conference. The system says, who do you would like to conference with? I enter in my person. Wait the 3 seconds. It'll make the call for me. Hello, I've got extension 6666 on the phone. Hold on. Soft key appears. It says, do you want to complete the conference? And then you're connected. Now, what is nice about making the conference call is even though I initiated, if I hang up, you two stay connected. It does not disconnect the call. So that is nice. You'll also notice that your soft keys will change. There'll be one that says show. So you can hit the show key and it'll show you all the people on the call. Right now, we're going to limit it to you and 2 other people. So total of 3. That can be internal or external. If you were to add an external person, you do have to hit 71616-308, dial the full number. And then, of course, the call would go through and it would work the exact same way. Later, they are rolling out other features. The system has that ability. So we're not going to inundate everybody with everything it does because it is so complex. If you did everything, it would make you crazy. So we'll just roll it out as time comes, and they'll give some other instructions for things like that. So don't panic. Conference make sense?
3 people max on a conference call?
Yes, ma'am. You and 2 others. Now, technically, they could add other people if they wanted, but you start to lose volume. So you may notice I can't really hear. Sometimes it works fine because you got to remember sometimes you're calling one carrier who's going to another cell, and depending on cell tower, and it gets really confusing. But yeah, technically they could keep adding people. So you just have to play around with it. Transfer, 2 options, consult or blind transfer. History, your last 500 calls. Company directory, which is also a spell by name. And the other thing I forgot to mention is with your transfer, if you don't remember someone's extension, I'm going to call you. And she would like to speak to training student number 4. You're out of the picture for now, sorry. I would hit transfer, directory, and then I can spell TRAI. And then you notice it gives me my screen and I can select who I'm looking for on the scroll. My soft keys change and then I can select her and it sends it right to there. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, very good. So that was easy. Any questions on any of that? Nope. All right. We are going to set up a voicemail, and that is where the MyTel voicemail quick reference sheet is going to come in most handy. You can access the voicemail system from any phone by walking up, and the easiest way to do it is just hit pound. When you press pound from a phone that is not yours, you are technically checking the voicemail for Peter Parker, okay? Because this is his phone. But I'm actually extension 1000, I'm Pat Jackson. So if I hit the pound key again,
followed by pound. Please enter your extension number.
now you see it's asking me for an extension. So I can enter 1000.
Please enter your password followed by pound. You have no unheard messages.
So I'm logged into my personal voicemail, not even being at my phone. And that'll work for any of the buildings. So it's one giant phone system. So let's log into Peter Parker. Remember, your default password will be 1234, but once you put in your phone, it'll have you change it. So we're going to log in. We made his extension 3000 and his password.
You will now be asked to record your name. Please record your name at the tone. When finished, press pound.
Spider-Man.
If your recording is correct, press pound. To name recorded. You have no unheard messages.
So now if someone were to call extension 3000, I didn't answer after 3 rings, they would hear, Spider-Man is not available. Please leave your message at the tone. The most basic setup that you could have on the phone. If you would like other greetings, that is where you see the soft key on your phone that says state. That actually allows you to record, and your current system is very similar to this, 6 different greetings for each one of those states or modes. So I can record a greeting for when I'm available. That means sitting in my office, I'm working. I can record one when I'm in a meeting, out of office, when I'm on vacation. There's one that says custom. You can say whatever you want under each of those particular states. You just have to remember. So some people say, well, why would I record one? Well, let's say you're off every Friday. So Thursday, you put your phone in custom mode where you tell the individual, hi, this is Philip. I won't be back until Monday morning. Then if you'd like to have assistance, press 0 to speak to my assistant. Whereas during the week, Monday through Thursday, you might just be out of the office and you're going to be returning. So that's where you would record a different greeting under the out of office mode. So again, different departments work things differently, but this is giving the end user control so they don't have to constantly record messages over and over and over again. So you might, under the extended absence, record that you're at lunch. You know, every day from 12 to 1, I'm at lunch, I'll be returning, and get back to your call, or however you want to word it. But it's just a nice feature that it does the exact same thing. Also, you have the option for different routing, and we're going to look at that in case you really want to get technical and crazy on how you want calls when they try to reach you at your desk to route to your cell or so on and so forth. So you notice my phone is now orange because I've changed the state. And it's basically a do not disturb mode. If I put myself in state and I put it back in available, I go back to regular. So whatever state you are in, when you go to record a greeting, that's what you are recording under. So let's just do one for available mode. I log into voicemail by hitting what key? Pound gets me in. Password followed by pound.
You have no unheard messages.
Now I'm going to hit number 7.
To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. Mailbox options.
Once I hit number 7, I move into the box right next to that, and she's going to give me all of those options. So you notice number 1 is to record a greeting, right?
Press 4. To enable envelope, you have no deleted messages.
Oh, I hit 7 again. I apologize. I'm going to hit number 1.
Personal greeting, press 1. Please record your greeting at the tone. When finished, press pound.
So we are currently recording a greeting for the available mode. So this is Peter. I'm currently in the office, but either on the phone or away from my desk. Leave me a message and I'll return your call as soon as possible.
If your recording is correct, press pound. To review,
So now she's moving you up here.
press 2. To cancel recording,
So watch I'm going to hit 1 to listen. So we are currently recording a greeting for the available mode. So this is Peter. I'm currently in the office, but either on the phone.
greeting enabled. Mailbox
You
options.
cannot just hang up. You have to hit the pound key to accept. So right now, my phone will ring 3 times, and people would hear that recorded message that we just had. So now I want to record a different greeting for when I'm out of the office. I hit the state key, my soft key. I put myself in out of office mode. Now when I when I log into my voicemail and I record a greeting, I'm recording for out of the office. So let's go ahead and log in.
Well, you have no unheard messages.
I'm going to hit number 7.
The office is configured. Mailbox options. To record a personal, please record your greeting at the tone. When finished, press pound.
Hi, this is Peter. I'm out of the office. Leave me a message and I'll call you back.
If your recording is correct, press greeting enabled. Mailbox option.
So now someone calls Peter. What are they going to hear? I'm in out of office mode. Let's call him. Oop. Out of the office, leave me a message and I'll call you back.
Please leave a message at the tone.
If you want to skip someone's greeting, hit the pound key and you'll automatically get the beep. This also shows you how good these speakerphones are. Obviously the phone is facing the other direction, but even if I move to the left or if I move to the right, and you'll notice even if I turn around, obviously the volume will drop, but it will increase itself and it'll recognize that I have turned around. So as soon as I hang up, you get the flashlight, red light, telling you that you have a message. You have an icon on your screen that says you have a missed call, and that is explained on the 480 sheet with the check mark. You also have an upside down cassette with a number by it. It's just, for now, say 1. If you had multiple, it would show the number that you would have. You also get a stutter tone. For the visually impaired, they can hear that they have a message as well. Now, if I wanted to see how many messages I have and pick and choose, let's say I had 4 or 5 messages, that's where the voicemail key that is on the phone comes in handy. Because if I hit the voicemail key, it's going to ask me for my password, and I hit my password followed by pound. It shows me all of the caller ID and all of the messages and how long they're there, and then I can use my scroll bar and pick which one I wanted to listen to. If you're in the audio portion, like we were earlier by hitting the pound key, you have to listen from the most recent all the way down. So if you had 15, it can get pretty monotonous trying to get to the particular one that you had. But once you hit the play key, you will see other options to skip forward or skip backwards.
You'll automatically get the beep. This also shows you how good these speakerphones are. Obviously, the phone is facing the other direction, but even if I move to the left or if I move to the right, and you'll notice even if I turn around, obviously the volume will drop, but it will increase itself. And
so you see how good the speakerphone quality is. And I have the option at that point to delete the message. I have the option to forward that message. And of course, all of that is explained on here, as well as on the soft keys on your phone. So does that make sense with the different states on the phone? You kind of get different people. Some use every single one of them, and then you got some people that record their name and never touch it again, you know. It just depends on the line that you want to use it with. If you delete a message, it will go into the deleted folder, and it will stay there until 2 in the morning. At 2 in the morning, the phone system purges all messages, and we cannot get it back for you. If you don't delete it, you just leave it in your inbox. It'll stay in the inbox. If you save it, it saves in the saved folder. The system will not delete anything without telling you. Your mailbox will fill up, and it'll say, this mailbox is fill, please. I forget the exact instructions, but it'll kind of guide you saying, you might want to get rid of something. So just be mindful of that when it comes to your voicemail. So again, you can go to any phone, hit the pound key. The first time you hit it, you're checking the voicemail of that phone.
Please enter your extension number.
You hit it again, you're checking your personal extension number, your personal mailbox. A nice feature. Uh-oh, I took too long, I apologize.
Please enter your extension number.
I'm going to log into my voicemail.
Please enter your password
Over here.
followed by pound. You have no unheard messages.
I'm going to hit number 7, which is mailbox options.
Main menu. To listen to your mailbox options. To record
I'm going to hit number 3.
Press 1. To assign your extension.
And I'm going to hit number 1. So look at your little cheat sheet.
Press 2. Your extension will be assigned to this telephone.
So this phone was originally Peter Parker's. This phone was originally Pat Jackson. So extension 1000, extension 3000. So notice what will happen to this phone now that I've reassigned it. Wait for it. Now it's no longer Peter Parker. This is extension 1000. This is Pat Jackson. So if you were to call me at extension 1000, rings just like normal. If we were to call Peter Parker now, you're thinking, well, he doesn't have a phone. Where did he go?
Hi, this is Peter. I'm out of the office.
So you remember he had himself in out of office? Whatever way he had his phone configured, it follows that exact same pattern. So he'll still get voicemails, just has nothing to ring. And then when I am done, you'll notice there's a key on the screen that says unassign, or I can log back into the mailbox and hit extension, hit number 7, hit number 3, and hit number 2 to unassign that particular phone. And then everybody goes back to where they were. You would use that feature if you were going and working to another building for the day, or power was out and they sent you somewhere else. You could just reassign the extension and everything would work just like you were sitting at your normal desk. You may or may not use it, but at least you know that it exists. Any questions on the phone feature of things? Nothing? Man, cheap date. You guys are easy to get along with. All right. One more feature that we go through with individuals is what we call our Connect client. Is the screen on? Yeah. So this is my desk phone, and this is my PC, personally. Not sure everyone who is going to get the client. Probably higher end users will have it. Maybe ones that don't, they won't bother, but it comes with the system, and this allows you to do everything that you do on the phone from your computer. Case in point, here's your keypad. So if I wanted to call Peter Parker, I just click my keypad, just like before. It gives me the tones. You see it shows me that Peter's out of the office, so if I hit enter and call him.
That extension is not valid.
Oh, I dialed extension 300. I should probably try all 4 digits. 3000, 3000. It's thinking. She's been slow today. It'll call that particular extension.
Hi, Peter, I'm out of the office. Leave me a message.
It automatically puts my phone on speaker. Of course, I could pick up the handset if I would like. I can also search by name, TRAI. If I type in training, if I type in T, everything that matches, it'll go right in a row on the screen itself. If I were to type an extension number, so if I hit number 1, everything that matches with the first digit, it would pop up on the screen and give me that available option. So basically, it's a spell by name, it's a directory search, and I could also just simply double click that particular person, and it would call them. So it's also a speed dial as well. You notice I get hang up. I don't have to touch it, pulls it right back off as well. One other quick thing to remember, at the top under Connect, you have a link for all the training videos for the Connect client as well as the phones, and also the user guide. So you can click that, it'll take you right to the web page, and then you can refresh your memory if there's anything that you don't remember having. Your next tab down is your Contacts tab. You have 2 things that you can do with this. You can have your personal favorites, but you can also branch them out by groups. So you can put in different departments, and then of course just follow your icons. We won't go through and have to set up all that, but it's very self-explanatory. If I wanted to create someone as a favorite, I simply go in here, type in their name. It's going to give me all of the options. And then you'll notice that there's a star. I simply click the star, and now Peter is in my tab. Now you notice right from this screen, I can see that Peter is out of the office. He's red. But Peter also has the option, just like we have our different states where we push the soft key on the phone and change it. Peter can go into here, click his pencil, and he could say back at noon. And now anyone that has Peter in their Contacts tab would see his message typed in right under the screen. We can't add ourselves to show you, it won't let us do that. But if we had someone with Peter, he could type in a message. So that's your contacts. I think it saves 100 that you can put under the contacts list, so not a huge thing. You guys more than likely don't need everybody on there. The other nice thing about having things in your contacts is, could someone call me at extension 1000? Anybody? Now watch, I'm going to get an alert box down here. If I push that, it'll accept the call, answer it. If I click here, it'll answer the call. If I don't feel like answering it, I can click it and drag it up to Peter, and she would hear Peter Parker's voicemail message. So go ahead and hang up. Now, could I get 2 people to call me at the same time at extension 1000? We'll see how good I am. Just like on your phone where they line up under your call appearance keys. Here comes my call. I answer one. I answer the other one. It puts the calls on hold. Nothing fancy. Doot. I get the call waiting tone. It automatically takes that second call. I swap back and forth between them. So again, just watch your different options. Watch your screen. You notice it tells me that I'm active with that particular call. Oh, I shut it down. Sorry. I got stuff popping all over. You can, of course, hang up on it. You can transfer those particular calls. So just watch them. They will line up 8 at a time, just like they do on the phone themselves. Your recent tab saves your last 1,000 calls, to's, froms, and mists. I can also search it. So if I knew someone from Lansing called me, I can type in 517, and it would pull all of the area codes that match for Lansing. Obviously, you could search by name, by date, by whatever that you want, and just use your scroll, and it just basically just keeps adding to it. You have your voicemail tab, which is a visual voicemail, just like you had on the phone, except in more detail with everything. And the nice thing about doing it from here is, let's say I wanted to save this message from Jim Harbaugh. I right-click it, and it gives me the option to download that voicemail as a WAV file. Then I can save it to my personal PC, and it's not taking up space under my voicemail under the Connect client. And again, once you delete them, it goes into a deleted folder, and then that night, it'll be gone forever. So again, watch your tabs. You'll see it gives you other little options that you can do with each one of those. Once I highlight it or press it, you notice I get all of the options. I can hit save, and it moves it to the saved folder. I can forward that message to anyone that I want within the system. You cannot forward externally, so just internal. But again, if I press forward, it says, who do we want to go to? Let's go to Peter, P-E-T. There he is. I can change what it says. Call this guy back. And then I can also record prefacing remarks. Oh, I got to turn that on. I can also record prefacing remarks. Hey, Pete, if you could give this guy a call back, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. I hit send. He would get that message along with my prefacing remarks. Under his communicator, he will see this particular message. It doesn't just say voicemail message. And then, of course, these options are if he wanted to be alerted, if it was an urgent call. Private basically just tells him, this is a private message, meaning pick up the handset so he doesn't play it on speaker and everybody hear it. You see the option, let me cancel out of here. Here, it shows a picture of the phone, which is highlighted blue, and then there's a picture of my computer. If I was logged in at another facility and I brought up my Connect client, and this picture of the phone was highlighted blue and I hit play, it would play over the speaker on my phone at that other facility. So obviously I'm not near my phone because I'm not there. So that's where I would click the computer speakers and hit play. And then it would tie into the computer itself. So that's the advantage of that. Just in case you weren't near it and you brought this up, you would have your messages there. You also notice that if that person is on the phone system and I highlight their name, it gives me all of the information for that particular person. So how many calls have I had with Jim Harbaugh? How many messages has he left me over the days? If we had IM, instant messaging, going back and forth, it would bring up all of the conversations that we had. You guys aren't going to use screen share, so you don't have to worry about that just yet. But if I wanted to call Jim, there's my green, I could dial him back right from the interface there as well. Instant message, you guys are going to add. It's an instant message through the screen itself. I don't have anybody else on the system with one, but if I did, just like your regular instant message, you type in, they get a little pop-up alert saying you got a message. The computer has the ability to play sound, so it'll bing, bing, it'll just tell you that you're going back and forth. The events tab you guys aren't using, so don't worry too much about that. And then work groups is something completely separate as well. So again, contacts allows you to choose who do you want to see. You can do it by favorites, or you can create your own groups. Recents, last 1,000 calls. Your voicemail tab, all of your tos, froms, mists. You can select them by saved, heard, or unheard. If you delete them, they'll delete and completely at 2 in the morning. And then your instant messaging tab as well. All right. The other fun part is clicking on your picture. It imports your picture from LinkedIn, so that's up to you. But you have your wheel of fun right here, and this is how it allows you to go into the system and configure it to your liking according to the mode or the state that you are in. So right now we're in available mode. If I click my wheel of fun, I call it, and I click my call routing tab. Right now, calls are routed to my desk phone. After 5 rings, they go to voicemail. 5 rings is too many. I simply hit change and select how many, and it changes it. It says I've recorded a voicemail. You know what? What does my voicemail say?
Hi, this is Philip. Leave me a message and I'll call you back. Thanks.
All right, that sounds good. I hit next. Yes, callers can leave a voicemail. If a caller presses 0, where do I want that call to go? I can select anyone internally where I want the 0 to go. Now don't forget, this is just for the available state. I could have everything different for when I'm in a meeting. I can have everything different for when I'm out of the office. Some people say, hey, when I'm out of the office, I want my calls not to go to voicemail. I want them to go instantly to my cell phone, 616-308-4553. And now when someone calls me, calls instantly go to the voicemail. So I'm not saving anything because it messes the whole system up. But you see, if I hit Start Wizard, it basically just walks me through every single option that I want to perform on the system itself. You do have to hit save for each one of those. But again, something different for in a meeting, out of office, do not disturb. The only thing you can do for do not disturb is send calls to voicemail. You cannot send it to a cell phone or have it simultaneously ring. I'll just give you a quick summation of what these different modes mean on the system. When you are in, I'm closing it out completely so you can see how we got there. Click on your picture, click on your wheel, go to your call routing, and then follow your wizard for each one of the modes. Simultaneously ring means when someone dials extension 1000, it can ring your cell phone at the exact same time. The caller ID will show a call coming in from the office. Because technically what's happening is the phone system is recognizing that you're getting a call and it's calling out. So your cell phone will ring, your desk phone will ring. If you don't answer your cell phone, it leaves the message on your desk phone. So you're not having to worry about where calls are coming in. The 0 option only allows them to 0 out to an internal call. But you notice there's also a feature, and again, just add what you want it to do. Phil's cell, 616-308-4553. Use a selected number. I hit next. And again, just follow your options. 4 calls before going on. Go option. Now you notice where there's an option that says find me. Find me is a little different because in my message, I have to say, this is Philip, I'm currently out of the office, you can leave me a message or press 1 to try to find me. When they press the 1 key, the phone system puts them on hold, and then you get a call from the Mitel system asking you if you want to connect the call. You notice right here, you can tell the person to record or ask the person to record their name. It'll say the caller has requested that you record your name. So you would hear that. If you accept the call, you are now connected via the phone system. It did not forward to your cell phone. You never had to give out that number. They are finding you. If you don't answer your cell or you deny the call, it goes back to your desk voicemail. So again, letting the phone system control. So again, they press 1. Where do you want it to find me at? I've only got 1 phone number in there. And then you see where it says try for 3 rings? You may have to play around with the number of rings depending on the provider. So you might have to increase that. Again, just follow your prompts. Usually it takes 4 to 5 because what will happen is if you say 3 rings and you answer it and the system didn't ring long enough, it'll say, I have a call, and then it'll hang up real fast because you didn't get to it. So try to increase or decrease the rings. You'll have to practice, but I promise it works. And then you just follow your prompts. Make sense? I know probably not, but at least you know what it does. Everything is in sequence. So your voicemail, your instant messaging. I'm not going to go through everything, but again, if you just play around with it, you'll see once you set it up, that's the beauty. You don't have to keep going in and changing things. Those modes are in there for a particular reason. The system ties in with your Outlook calendar. So at noon, your phone can go into out of office mode. At 1 o'clock, it goes back into available mode. If you schedule a meeting, it'll put you in a meeting. When the meeting's done, it'll put you back in available mode. At 8 in the morning, it can make you available. At 5 in the afternoon, it can change it all for you. I personally am not a fan of it, and the main reason is if you watch other people's calendars, it'll change on their calendar too. Like at the office, we have a conference room. When someone reserves a conference room, my phone goes in a meeting because I'm watching that calendar. So it's not my favorite thing, but if it's very personal, it works perfectly. You don't have to remember to change anything. The outside call-in number to check your messages is going to remain the same. You'll get a voicemail prompt. It'll ask you for the access code to the voicemail system. Either hit star or pound. And then it'll give you the chimes just like we've been listening to over and over. Please enter your extension. Please enter your password followed by pound. Notifications is just letting you know when you get, let's say you get an instant message, you can tell it to play a certain sound. So also you can import WAV files so you can make it very interesting. Pop-ups are for the little notification down here in the corner that we got. And then all these other features, they allow you to change the ringtone. I think there's 14 or 15, something like that right along here. And you guys won't have that. The other feature I show under telephony, you see where it says suppress call waiting when I'm on a call? If you're on the phone and you get a second call, you get that beep, and it does interrupt your call. And it gives you a call waiting tone every other ring. So let's say you've got your phone set to ring 6 times, you'll get a beep, beep. So some people hate that and they just check that icon and it turns off the beep. So you'll still get the call and you'll still get the flashing call appearance key, but it won't beep and interrupt the call. So that's what that does. So again, not insulting anyone. To get to that, you'll have your Mitel Connect client. You click on your personal picture. You click on the Wheel of Fun. And then follow your tabs right on through how you would like to handle your call routing under each one of your separate modes. To record that particular greeting, you put yourself in that mode and then just follow your prompts. Out of office, voicemail greeting recorded, record new greeting. Hi, this is Philip. I'm out of the office. Leave me a message. I'll call you back.
Hi, this is Philip. I'm out of the office. Leave me a message. I'll call you back.
And then you've recorded a new greeting. Questions? Anything you would like the phone to do that you're doing now?
If you have like a main line that rings on your phone along with everybody else's of you, let's say I wanted my line to ring me when I'm away from my desk on my cell phone. Is it going to also ring that main line to me, or?
So how that works is you are an individual as well as, let's say we call it a hunt group. You're Philip the phone guy here, and I'm Philip the hunt group member. If someone were to dial my extension 1000, and I have it simultaneously ringing my phone, it'll ring it. If someone dials the hunt group, which is extension 5000, my phone won't ring. Okay. I am only controlling Philip the guy here, not Philip the member of the system. Okay. So yeah, that would be brutal, wouldn't it? So, so we have at our office, we all use our mobile app on our phone. So when someone pushes the buzzer at the front of the building to try to get in, it literally rings everyone's cell phones at the same time. So that obviously couldn't work because everyone kept answering the phone from home and we couldn't let people in the office. So it very syncs together. So that was actually a very good question. So keep your little sheets. In theory, again, Monday morning, everything will be active. We will be walking around answering questions. These, of course, will tell you how to plug the phone in and assign it yourself. In some cases, they may let people do it on Friday afternoon before they leave. Make sure you get your messages off of the old system, I would say, in case you had any. And other than that, people will be able to leave you a greeting this weekend if you don't record anything. It'll just say extension 1111 is not available. Please leave your message at the tone. And then when you come in on Monday, record your full stuff like we had mentioned. So other than that, that's all I have if you guys don't have any questions. And you didn't seem to have a lot, so it was an easy day for me. Obviously not heavy on users. So